Hi, welcome to week 8. This week we are talking about chapters 8 and chapter 9. And chapter 8, as you can see, is positive messages. And chapter 9 is entitled negative messages. We have both sides. The objectives for this chapter should be that you understand the channels through which typical positive messages travel in the digital era, emails, memos, business letters, and you apply the 3x3 writing process. We continue to talk about the 3x3 writing process. You compose direct messages that make requests, respond to inquiries online and offline, and deliver step-by-step instructions. Objective 3, prepare contemporary messages that make direct claims and voice complaints, including those posted online. Objective 5 is create adjustment messages that salvage customers' trust and promote further business. And Objective 5, write special messages that convey kindness and goodwill. Now, so this is the little information blog that's at the top of a lot of the pages in the book, and it's really kind of interesting. The critical thinking that you need to cover is 3 of these when you read this is why might receiving a letter make a customer feel more valued? An actual drop in the mail, written on paper letter, which instances might call for a confidential letter, and how does graphic highlighting help save a reader time? And for an example, they're doing this is the HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. And so Blue Shield, Highmark Blue Shield of Pennsylvania, is independent licensee. That means they're part of Blue Cross, but they're not. Blue Cross Blue Shield provides health and related products to nearly 35 million customers. Now, the neat thing is that Highmark realizes some of their customers still need written correspondence because they don't have internet access. And with a growing population of 65 and over individuals, some of them just may not know how to use the internet. So others simply prefer to receive print messages. So you have your range of customers. Letters do not necessarily have to be delivered by the United States Postal Service. Business writers frequently convert letters to a portable document format, which is a PDF, scan them, and send them by email. Still, other businesses prefer to transmit their letters by fax. In addition to allowing customers the choice of receiving documentation electronically or in print, the executives recognize another reason to write letters instead of emails, to show valuable customers a high level of commitment and service. So a lot of people look at the thing about sending letters is that you care enough about me and my business, you actually take the time to sit down and write a letter, put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and send it to me. And there's something to be said for that. So High Point Vice President of Sales and Client Management, right here in the middle, Kelly Lieblin, chose a letter as the best channel to communicate with the Harrisburg School District about its health plan coverage. She personalized her letter by addressing it to her contact in the administration, Jeffrey S. Baden. The letter followed direct strategy and employed a formal tone. To ensure eye appeal, she integrated the headings, used bullet points, short, easy-to-read paragraphs into a 3-page document. The letter would become a binding legal agreement when it was signed. And so its careful wording and strict adherence to correctness help convey its gravity or its importance. Documenting specifics in a letter requires planning, accuracy, and thoughtful document design. The business letter remains a valuable communication channel that helps organize land and retain business. And so later in this chapter, you will have an opportunity to write a business letter. So positive messages in the writing process. This is really important. Even though we are more in the digital stage, it's still important to be able to write positive messages and applying the same techniques. So this portion is about how emails, memos, and letters are channels. Remember, we've been talking about channels all along, most frequently used. In addition, businesses today must listen and respond to social networks and blogosphere. At the same time, in some industry, memos continue to be an important channel of communication within an organization, while letters are a vital paper-based external channel. Okay, so what do all these channels have in common? We've been talking about channels all along. As shown in Chapter 1, they require solid writing skills. In the light of social media, writing skills, or the lack thereof, are amplified mercilessly and can sink careers. So we divided business messages into 3 content areas. Positive messages, communicating straightforward requests, replies, and goodwill, which is covered in this chapter. Negative messages, delivering refusals and bad news, in chapter 9, which is our next one. And persuasive messages, including sales pitches, are covered in chapter 10. This chapter focuses on routine positive messages. And so these will make up a bulk of your workplace communication, and they're giving you a real quick review of 3x3 writing process. So phase 1, analysis, anticipation, and adaptation. You need to spend some time analyzing your task. Too often people just start out writing without thinking about it. So some questions to ask yourself: do I really need to write this email, memo, or letter? Why am I writing? How would the reader or face-to-face visit is a better channel choice if you need to convey enthusiasm, warmth, supply a context, smooth over disagreements. A business letter is better when the matter requires permanent record, confidentiality, or formality. And then the other thing to consider is, how can I save my readers time? By using bullets, asterisk lists, headings, and white space to improve readability. Now, business letters. Business letters are unique. They've been in use for a long time, and they're a good way of conveying information. In certain situations, letters are still the preferred channel of communication for delivering messages outside an organization. These types of business letters, can go to suppliers, government agencies, or other businesses and customers. An internet penetration rate of 74% is more than a quarter of U.S. population still unplugged. Just as they are eager to connect with a majority of consumers online, businesses continue to give letters to customers a high priority, because these messages too encourage product feedback and project a favorable image. So there may be 74% of people that's online, but you still have 26% of the population and potentially your customers that aren't online. Some of them may never have been online. Okay, so business letters are necessary when they call for a permanent record. They're confidential, and they deliver persuasive and well-considered messages. Letters can persuade people to change their actions, adopt new beliefs, make donations, contribute their time, and try new products. Direct mail letters remain a powerful tool. So this is called a direct letter welcoming customer, block style. This is from Willamette Veterinarian Hospital. So we have the letterhead, the date line. This is called a block style, where everything is flush left. Here's the inside address. The inside address is who this letter is going to. Salutation is kind of like a hello, but it's Dear Mr. and Mrs. Moreno. Be formal. Don't say Dear Michael. It's Mr. and Mrs. Moreno. The subject: why are you writing the letter? And then here's the body. And they're saying basically they're a new customer. Your pet's going to receive the finest care. They're providing what they offer as far as the veterinarian services. And they're encouraging preventive care. And it was a pleasure meeting you. So this is a follow-up letter. Complimentary close. Sincerely. This is the hospital. This is the veterinarian who she's signing it, in initials. So LMB is the veterinarian, Laura M. Bernstein. CEF is the person that typed the letter. And so here's formatting. Start the date 2 inches from the top, or 1 blank line below the letterhead. Block style, all line at the left margin. Leave side margins of 1 to 1.5 inches depending on the length of the letter and the font size. Single space the body and double space between the paragraphs. Use left, not right justification. Paragraph separated by white space look inviting, and be sure that each space includes a topic sentence. Okay, backed up by details and evidence. If you bury your main point in the middle of a paragraph, the reader may miss it. So you do want your topic sentence up towards the top. Phase 3 is editing, proofreading, and evaluating. Is your message clear? Is it correct? Sentence complete and punctuated properly? Did you overlook any typos? Remember to use your spell checker and grammar checker. Now remember, Spell checker, if you have T-H-E-I-R and T-H-E-R-E and they're both spelled correctly, spell checker will say they're right. But is it the right application? T-H-E-R-E. I tell students to remember the last four letters is H-E-R-E, which is a location. It's physical. It's like here. H-E-I-R, this is an example. H-E-I-R is an heir, like an heir to a fortune or that type of thing. That's a person. So that's how you can designate those two things. But spell checker may say that they're both correct, just the application may be incorrect. Did you plan for feedback? How will you know if this message is successful? Are you comfortable with these suggestions? Will this message achieve its purpose? The last step in the 3x3 writing process is evaluating the message. And so here's an example of to go green and save taxpayer money. Governors from 13 states sent a joint letter to automakers expressing their intent to purchase natural gas vehicles for state and municipal fleets. Printed letter was addressed to 19 CEOs and had official state seals. Requested information regarding a procurement agreement that enables states to meet their transportation needs using alternative fuel vehicles. Why do you think the governors chose a business letter to make a request of the automakers? Why do you think? One may be for clout. You have 19 CEOs with their state seals on a piece of paper looking at you. It could mean that they really mean business, that they took the time to put this letter together. There's a lot of reasons that choosing a business letter with this subject matter and this number of people involved was a good choice. Okay, so that's the end of Learning Objective 1. We'll begin Learning Objective 2 with the next video.